Senegal will be in the white, Botswana in their change strip, the black colours, and the countdown begins. So underway here in Tangier. This is the biggest stadium, by the way, at this tournament. Some 75,000 seats. It'll be used at the World Cup in 2030. Magnificent arena for these two sides, and well, the old veritable David versus Goliath this afternoon. Senegal looking for a strong start in Group D. We saw the Congolese winning earlier on. Early touch for Botswana's goalkeeper Poko. Not that convincing either, but to take the ball back. Poko, the goalkeeper, 31 earlier this month, missed the last 3 internationals, but back in the place of Khotipule for today's encounter. This is Koulibaly. Keeps that in play. He'll give his goalkeeper a little bit of a touch as well in these early stages. Eduardo Mendy, of course, with wonderful experience, the former winner of the World Goalkeeper of the Year award in his time with Chelsea. Was in the team that reached the final in 2002, Senegal's first appearance in the deciding match. They lost that on penalties to Cameroon. He was also at the World Cup that same year in Asia. Senegal reaching the quarterfinals, becoming only the second African side to do so after Cameroon. In from the Zebras, looking for a little touch at the near post. Cooper will get there. Ganagay, he has the first attack for Senegal, and away they go. In on goal. Great save, Poko. Got his body in the right place. Iliman Diaye delivers. Oh, what an opportunity that was. Blasted over when it seemed easier to score. Good initial save from Poko. It was Cooper who misjudged that header. Onside here as the ball came through. Bearing down on goal, Jackson saved. And the follow-up, Iliman Ndiaye, set us up very nicely for Papagay. And the man from Villarreal sticks that over the top. But that'll be a little bit of a confidence builder for Poko. opportunity for Senegal. Boko makes an excellent stop. Floated in by Jacobs this time. Cockrell will let that go. Moleboli, the South African-born coach of Botswana, a full year that he's been in charge, helped them to qualify for this tournament after the Frenchman Didier Da Rosa had left midway through the qualifying campaign. First one, indeed. Now, a little touch in from Cooper. They're looking for an opportunity up front. The first one, Kiabato. Strong in possession here, Senegal. Gay. Jacobs out on the left-hand side. They're queuing up for an opportunity. Once again, Porco rather grateful to see that ball in his hands. What a great season he's had with Everton so far in the Premier League. Gay again, Mane with a little touch. Intended for Njai, the foul goes against Jacobs, and Botswana will get some relief over on that far right-hand side. And the opportunity to turn for Ismail Yassar. Gets the return ball. Playing it very quickly now. Njai. Square ball in search of Mane. And just a little touch in time from skipper Di Krokwe. Under siege really, Botswana. Set-piece opportunity for Senegal in these early stages. Little spin swinger, and Porco might well have caught that. He elects to punch instead, and clearance away. Jacobs is under a little bit of pressure now. Mendy will come out. continues. Ismail Yassar, the little turn from Jackson, looking for Mane out wide. He's unmarked. Now cuts inside. Well, the Senegalese fans think there was something on there, but play on, says the referee. Comes from Botswana. Kiabato putting it wide a goal. Back to the original challenge. Boriboli made his name, of course, with Jwaneng Galaxy and success in the African Champions League. Mane. Ball inside, and the last touch of Cooper will mean a corner kick, so the pressure continues here early on from the Senegalese. And again at the near post, Botswana with a cover, then the attempt from Mane. Good for the football in the penalty area before it lands up at Poko. But there comes Senegal again. Oh, that's an excellent stop. Turned round the corner by Poko. It looked for all money to have beaten him on his right-hand side, and the goalkeeper just turns it around, and he's putting up a man-of-the-match performance in these opening 15 minutes. These two teams are meeting. They competed against each other in the Cup of Nations qualifiers for the 2015 tournament. 2-0 win in Cameroon with Sadio Mane amongst the scorers. It's the first time the two teams have gone up against each other, and then a month later a 3-0 win for Senegal on home soil. So in other words, Botswana yet to score against Senegal, and it will be to break them. We've seen a couple of shock early scores in the Cup of Nations. Zimbabwe, of course, yesterday. Now, a good turn. Jackson. Jai. Again, not scared to shoot from range. And one or two go over the top already. Koulibaly, the lone man at the back for the Lions of Teranga. The Cup of Nations Day, of course, with Group D opening earlier on. The Democratic Republic of Congo winners in Rabat against Benin, so they've got 3 points to their name. Senegal, the home favourites, to join them at the top of the table. And of course, the Congolese and the Senegalese are up against each other here on Saturday, the second match for both in this group. That's really the one to look out for in terms of who's going to finish top of the table. There goes Njai. Still battling away. Cooper gets the clearance for Yakanyang here on this left-hand side. Free kick in favour of Botswana. In play for treatment for goalkeeper Falco. This is really an excellent stop. It's a big tournament, this, Daniel always has been. You'll know that. A couple of winners' medals in your closet. Certainly much excitement around the continent will build over the next couple of weeks. We're going to the business end first, and then the excitement with the knockout phase will be turn the year, of course. The last of the group matches on December the 31st, next Tuesday.
And our star players are not disappointed. Brian Diaz scoring, Salah giving Egypt the 3 points yesterday. Forrest, South African player coming in, scoring a goal and giving South Africa 3 points. So, yeah, turning up.
Opportunity for Botswana. Kiabato.
And weather,
all the way through.
in a weather like this, Omar, anything is possible. One good ball through, the defender slips, striker goes in, bang behind the net, and then, the end of it.
Look at Senegal again. Rain beginning to pick up a little bit. Make conditions even more difficult for these sides. Very slippery underfoot. A little bit heavy as well, the pitch before the game started because of the rains we've had over the last 48 hours or so. It's cold as well here in the north of Bruce. Okay.
This is a microphone.
Now, Gay looking for Mane, a little bit too strong. Back again for Senegal. Running die. Yang back. Probing ball now. Mane has to look up. He's going to elect to go wide. Jai cross into the middle. Oh, another good chance for Senegal. Again. Jai. Plenty of possession, plenty of opportunity early on here for Senegal, and Botswana now midway point of this first half. Daniel will be delighted with the fact that it's still a clean sheet. Pretty much of the same weather. Jacobs, Porco, that's a good collection from the goalkeeper. This 31-year-old from Botswana Galaxy making a bit of a name for himself here on the international stage.
There should be a player, getting onto that. That's a beautiful process. Now when you play in a team like Senegal, it will be very difficult for you to get such opportunities.
Jacob steaming down this right-hand side. Early ball of Ismail Assar. Kanyang and Njai battling, and Njai will get the little chip into the back posts. And now surely Mane, another good save from Poko.
He is definitely put it on a man of the match performance in the first 25 minutes, isn't it?
Well, it's the goalkeeper standing between Senegal and the early lead here. This was a chance again for Senegal, and Poko with unorthodox but yet effective stop for Botswana.
The most important thing is the ball not crossing the white line, and no matter how you do it, just stop the ball from going into the net, and he's been doing that so far.
Good turnout of Senegalese support here.
They never disappoint, man. Well, they never disappoint the Senegal. Whenever Senegal are playing, they're always out there to support their team.
Right, delay means we can get matters back underway here at the Grand Stade Tangier. We've had a few technical problems as well, for which we apologise. Hopefully you can hear us a little bit better now. Ghana Gay. Found the teams that these Senegalese players are from. Superb in terms of their profile, and so much stronger on paper than Botswana, but give the Southern African nation some credit here. They are making a decent fist of it, and the longer it goes on, of course, the greater their confidence. That's going to be a free kick. Koulibaly brought down by Kiabato.
They should be wary of the free kicks, set pieces. Like I said earlier, with a team like Senegal, tall, strong players who can go up there and score goals.
Let's see what Senegal can offer from this free kick opportunity. Plenty of discussion. Also trying to organise the wall, and Ismail Assar dropped back for a couple of instructions there. Jacobs with the left foot is taken by Gay and falls here. Once again from close range, wild and woolly, and still goalless as Ismail Assar put that over the top.
That's ambitious, He tried to, want the ball. Unfortunately, he didn't get the right contact on the ball. The game is still going on, but you can definitely see the
Lucky. Clearance doesn't go very far. That's a good challenge though from Cooper in the midfield, beginning to make more of a nuisance than himself. This might be an opportunity for Botswana. Cooper. Botswana really had a chance there, Daniel, and played it off to the teammate when perhaps the better option was to go for goal himself.
That was the best option. You know, when it happened, I did say, why did he go for it? Why didn't he go for it? You know, for a striker, for a midfielder, you want to get the ball right in front of the goal. And then when you get it, take your chance. If you don't buy a ticket, you never win a lottery. So it should, and then it might end up going behind the net.
Koulibaly. The fifth combinations for Senegal skipper, French-born, but committed early to play for Senegal rather than France. He was on the radar for Le Bleu at one stage. And Iliman Ndiaye, using his strength, gets past the challenge. Now the square ball, that's over the head of Mane. Botswana was given straight away to Gay. Papa Gay. Jacobs on that left-hand side. Mane, the link man. Senegal with plenty of possession. Here's the shot from Mane. The punch away from Poko. And the number of saves continues to mount for Botswana's goalkeeper.
They're knocking, Senegal are knocking on the door. And they keep coming.
Player from Monaco, Ghana Gay, back to Diata as well. He's overcome injury problems to get himself fit for this tournament. Had his name initially with Bruges in Belgium, did Crepin Diata. Now Gay, cross is fairly comfortably dealt with. Again, so much possession in these early stages, a real rear guard action from Botswana. I'm sure they would have wanted to press them a little bit higher and keep the ball away from the edge of the penalty area, but the difference in quality, all that evidence in this opening 30 minutes.
It's the quality that speaks, man, because they keep pushing them back and they keep going deeper and deeper.
Bit of frustration for Ndiaye. Senegal complaining we might well have played advantage there, the referee. Underway we go.
Let it go. If the whistle goes, the player kind of want to stay back on the top.
Even though he's going to give a yellow card here to Motiswa, he might well have done that at the end of the action rather than blow, but a little premature from the Mauritanian referee. Senegal, of course, headed to the World Cup later this year. France, Norway in their group. They've got 2 matches in New York against those 2 rather powerful European sides, and then they will wait to find out the identity of their third opponent. That'll be determined in March when they have the intercontinental playoffs. One of Bolivia, Suriname or Iraq. for their last game in the group phase. Now, breakaway for Botswana. Jakanyang. Perhaps a little early. Koulibaly gets the interception, and now Senegal are on the march. That comes off Johnson, and Jai is in there. And Foko will touch this over for a corner. It came from his own man. The referee says offside though against Senegal, so chance for some relief for the Zebras. A little perplexed in Jai by that decision. I think that too for the supporters. And there,
well, you can see
good call.
It's a well offside. That's a very good call.
Single loss for Senegal in their last 28 internationals. That came against Brazil at the Emirates Stadium in London in November. Eliminated, of course, at the last Cup of Nations on post-match penalties by Côte d'Ivoire, the hosts and eventual winners. But certainly after the first round in Côte d'Ivoire, Senegal were amongst the big favourites to go on and win it. And I think bitterly disappointed in the end that they went out as early as they did.
Well, I think maybe they're arrogant that they caused them because they were playing on themselves untouchable. You can see when they were playing their variant, they already thought they already won. It wasn't a shock because they already had their best start of the tournament against them.
A little too wayward there as Senegal looked for Sadio Mane, but throw-in it'll be to Botswana. So edging ever closer now to half-time in this Group D encounter. First one at the tournament for both of these sides. And remarkably, still a clean sheet for the Zebras of Botswana. 97 places is the difference between these two teams in the FIFA rankings, and to be fair, it has showed at times in this match.
It showed, on position, on goal. The high-tier manager,
Now, this is an error. What are Botswana going to do with it? Orebone, we've not seen enough of him based here in Morocco. We have 4 foreign-based players in their team, all of them playing here in North Africa. The coach did say yesterday at the pre-match press conference that he felt they brought quite a lot to the team in terms of experience. For the rest, players all based at clubs in the Botswana Premier League. Good cooperation as well between the league and the national team. You remember the November window for friendlies for teams to prepare. Senegal played against Brazil and Kenya. Botswana decided to let the league continue, and then we stopped the league a little bit earlier. We've got more time to prepare. So these players have been together basically since the beginning of the month.
Something that you cannot say about Safa or the Kenyan
or any of the... Yeah, they had to wait for their players to eventually arrive. Now, Jacobs pulls it back. They've got the goal. Finally, the deadlock is broken. Nicholas Jackson with a superb finish.
Yeah, what a finish. I did tell you, he's always there. He has the eyes and he can smell goals. He will get those chances, he will miss it, but at the right time, he will score it. So what a goal, what a goal.
Ishmael Jacobs pulling it back superbly, and Nicholas Jackson needed no invitation from that close in. No chance for the goalkeeper as well, who's put up a sterling showing, but could do very little about that. And excellent work from the German-born Jacobs, and the German-based Jackson is the man who finishes it.
It's a beautiful weight pass from Sane, Jacob took the ball, and we've seen that over and over in the modern football now, going up to the line and pulling it back and then boom, and Jackson was right there, and what a finish.
to Senegal here as we approach half-time. 5 minutes to the break. Nicholas Jackson with his name on the score sheet. So much experience, so many of these players in the Senegal team with previous taste of international football at tournament level, World Cups, and indeed at the Cup of Nations. But it's taken them a while to open the scoring here in Tangier.
Finland in the opening game against Morocco, Comoros, they hit the penalty and they have to wait forever and ever and ever before they hit the back of the net and then it opens.
So that was 55 minutes before Brahim Diaz got them going on Sunday in the opening game. We've had the threat of a few shocks, but we haven't really had any upset results just yet.
In a major tournament like the AFCON, definitely rules it's a marathon.
Well, you were there 2 years ago watching Equatorial Guinea thump the hosts in their own backyard. What a game that was.
Not just humping them, back at the coach.
Okay, finds Mane. Nice movement from Senegal. That is Jacobs who gets it square. And will this be a corner? No, goal kick, says the referee.
He's getting a lot of combination play with Mane on the left side, and they've been using that left side pretty well.
Excellent press as well from Senegal. Peko gets himself out of a potential squeeze there. Okay. Lessa up with Mane. Now Iliman Jai. Oh, this is fabulous football. And Peko to the rescue. Free-flowing stuff from Senegal now, turning it on.
They're showing their dominance.
Just a little too much on that occasion from Diatta. And there'll be a yellow card as well for the challenge.
They have a type of stars in the team, with professional players. See those combinations, see how slick those combinations are.
They had a couple of days together, the Senegalese in Dakar, the entire team assembling in Senegal, all the players coming in from Europe. Went to the presidency to collect the flag to bring with them as a symbolic gesture of support from the country, and a couple of training sessions here in Tangier as well, but certainly nothing like the preparation that Botswana have had. A fortnight of camp in Tunisia, trying to replicate the conditions that they are dealing with here.
I think a team like Senegal should get that kind of period in hand, the quality that they have for Nigeria, of course.
Now, Sekanyeng, this might be Botswana's first opportunity. Kiabato to soft there as he looks for Oribonye.
That was the decision making that we were talking about earlier.
Now the first touch from Oribonye is not bad. And in the end, some excellent defending from Moussa Niakate. Plays for Lyon in France. A set-piece chance here for the Zebras as we edge towards half-time. 3 minutes being added on here by our referee from Mauritania.
Senegalese fans definitely will be worried because, in any team, any football team that
nothing to do so far, Edouard Mendy. And he'll have to have his wits about him now. 33-year-old goalkeeper, formerly in France and then with Chelsea, now with Al Ahly in Saudi Arabia, in Jeddah. The three-man wall for Senegal and three men around the ball for Botswana, discussing what they might conjure up. Johnson's there along with Oriboni. Kanyang as well. One of those three to have a effort on goal here and see if they can beat Edouard Mendy on the stroke of half-time, get Botswana right back into this game. Taken a little bit of a deflection, so they are going to get a corner, but perhaps not trained hard enough. They will have the corner opportunity though, just before half-time. A few more seconds now before we can expect the half-time whistle. This is surely the last chance of the half. It's going to be taken by Johnson. Curls it to the back post. There was a little touch in there for Botswana. Karaowe coming forward from his defensive position. Botswana's most experienced international. And he didn't really get a clean touch. He was perhaps impeded by Nicholas Jackson. Concern for Senegal. There's a galaxy of stars at their disposal, but it's been a particularly good contribution in this game from Ismail Jacobs. He's now based at Galatasaray, of course, but made his name in the Bundesliga. This was the pass that set up the goal for Nicholas Jackson.
The pass from Mane, from the fullback from Jacobs, and the finish from Jackson. What a combination today.
Half-time whistle's gone here in Tangier. A wet Tuesday afternoon at the Africa Cup of Nations. A little bit of a struggle for Senegal, but they have the lead.
Yeah, what really matters is, getting that goal and getting that edge, and for them, I think that they will be happy going into the locker room. But I think Coach Morena on his own, I think that shouldn't be that disappointed. They've been compact and they've been full on a bit of counter. And if they can get an edge to find a way where they can have a break from the side, probably they're going to get to something at the end of the race.
Senegal 1, Botswana 0 here at half-time. Welcome back everyone here to Tangier, magnificent stadium, 75,000 seats at the Grand Stade de Tangier, which will host matches at the 2030 World Cup, as well as going all the way up to the semi-final here at the Africa Cup of Nations. And if Senegal keep to their winning ways, this could be their home base for 6 games until the semi-final, all the way to the semi-finals. Daniel Amokachi alongside me. African Cup of Nations great, of course, with Nigeria. Now, what about Botswana? A couple of great saves from the goalkeeper, but they really haven't been in this game. It could have been a little bit of a tennis score at half-time. Thanks to the goalkeeper, it's only 1-0, but are we going to see a deluge in the second half? Or you reckon the Zebras might yet come back into this game?
It depends on what Coach Moreno, puts on the plate, in the locker room, because they need to, to surge forward if they want something out of this game. But you're already losing. You're playing a team like Senegal. I think you should push up and try and see if you can get something out of it.
Botswana in the black colours, and of course Senegal in all white here. The goal from Nicholas Jackson late in the first half, separating these two sides. Earlier on, Democratic Republic of Congo winners against Benin. They also scored a first half goal and went on to a fairly comfortable win. So they've got 3 points, the Congolese, and Senegal looking to join them at the top of the table. Remember, later on, Group C gets underway. Nigeria are playing Tanzania this evening in Fez, and then it's Tunisia, Uganda. So 4 matches today in the Cup of Nations. We're all going to be rather bleary-eyed come the end of today's games, and another 4 tomorrow as well, which keeps up the momentum.
Yeah, well, this is what the championship is all about. That's what the tournament is all about. You get the opportunities to play, especially when you're playing your first game. Try and get your 3 points and get that comfortable moving forward.
So Johnson will float the free kick in, and Koulibaly beaten in the air.
What a surprise, with the smallest man on the field.
Skipper Ditokwe looks as if he's forced the corner here. They finished the first half with a corner, and now they'll get another set-piece opportunity. Up in the air there from Koulibaly, under pressure from his opposite number. With the VR being involved in every second. Will there be a left footer as well from Johnson, looking to curl it in on top of Mendy. Lots of pushing and shoving in that area. Here it comes, Johnson, straight into the arms of the goalkeeper. No one really challenging him, but fairly comfortable in the end. Now Senegal, quick counter. Jackson. Diata on the overlap and was looking to provide the square pass, but comfortably collected by Polko. No changes, by the way, at half-time. Botswana playing their first international since October when they drew with Guinea at the end of the World Cup qualifiers, but you can see already players being warmed up.
The league is still going on. Players, have been tired and all that. And then if you find a room to, rest players, get players involved, why not?
He's had 2 touches already this half, which I think is double the number he had in the first 45 minutes.
That's encouragement from the bench, because like I said, they have nothing to lose. Just keep pushing. Don't give room to concede many goals, because it might end up biting you at the end of the first 3 games of the round. But it's a beautiful, magnificent stadium.
Absolutely stunning, and I presume as we get closer to the final, mid-January, February, semi-final, quarter-final, we're going to have some really big crowds here.
Today I think we have 10,000 plus. You look at it, but the stadium is massive, so you wouldn't know that you feel like the stadium is not that full packed.
And obviously the poor weather would have counted against quite a few people coming. It's a little bit of a damper on the occasion, but plenty of good football to enthuse over. Morocco has some wonderful facilities in this competition. Of course, we saw in the Ivory Coast 2 years ago what good pitches can do to a tournament and how it can really turn the event into something really special. Previous combinations in the past were perhaps hampered by a lack of suitable pitches to play on, but the standard was set 2 years ago in the Ivory Coast, and Morocco certainly kept it up, if not improved on it. Now, up comes Fonko. And he's going to get a little relief here.
Good to see him putting himself in danger, because that shows you a player who really wants to win for his country. Talking about facility, we've seen how the rainfall has been damp for it, but just look at the pitch. The drainage sucks everything out, and the playing surface, the ball keeps rolling normally the way it's supposed to run on a normal dry day.
Jackson making a little contact there with Fonko. Gets the free kick. Kick on from Odomonye, and a free kick now for a high challenge.
We'll see how fast you look out for the game.
Goes the way of Kiabato, the 32-year-old who scored the decisive goal that put Botswana in this competition. They drew away in Cairo in their last qualifier. No one really gave them any chance. They got a 1-1 draw, which was enough to see them finish second behind Egypt in their qualifying group and ahead of Mauritania to qualify for this tournament.
It was a roller coaster because their first 3 games, everybody has given up. And the change of the manager, things just turned around, and here they are in Morocco.
He's come into this game on the back of 8 matches without success. Botswana had a particularly good World Cup qualifying campaign, but there they are, the combinations for a second time, 13 years after their debut appearance, up against the might of Senegal. Mane. Interception from Ditokwe, and chance now for Botswana. Sekanyek up against Koulibaly, very nicely done with Diata. Jacob.
They're very compact, they're very disciplined, moving forward and backwards. They just need that edge, their decision making, moving forward. Probably that's what they really need for now.
This is Mane. Jacob has gone on the run, a little bit of a decoy. Mane towards the back post. I don't think it'll be early stages of this second half. Coach Papa Buna Tiao took over from Aliou Cisse last year.
Nobody saw the changes coming, unfortunately, because I think Cisse did pretty well, but when you have a country like Senegal who are well, they need a win in every single game, your job is always on the line.
Yeah. Maybe a bit of politics involved as well with a change in the federation. Now, Jacob. Okay. Mane, in plenty to the ball. Inside for Jacob. Can he pull it back? It's past Barnett. Jai was looking for it. And Botswana will get it forward. First touch though, a little bit heavy. Next is Botswana ball though. Comes off Diata. Lapi will be the man to take it.
They're taking their time, you know. I think that, you know, it's, they need a bit of urgency. They want to get something out of this game.
Senegal with those colourful spectators will be hoping to stay for the entire month. Final, of course, on the 18th of January in Rabat. A long way to go still before we find out the identity of the winners of this 35th edition of the African Cup of Nations.
If you are better, put your money on Nigeria.
That's said without a hit to bias. Now, Gay. Jackson, 7th goal for his country in that first half. The challenge at the back. Botswana's veteran defender, Malorwe, who's been in the national team for 12 years now. Clearing header away. Senegal on the march on the far side will get the free kick. Conceded by Sekanyeng. 32 now. Sekanyeng played the plays here in Morocco, not far away from Tangier in Fez. Sits in the South African League as well previously in the colours of Galaxy and Chipper United. To the byline, and Jai, just a little too much.
Did everything right, but you know, he overpushed the ball. The player is very tricky. He always likes to keep the ball and keep it to him. You know, what a player. What a few games we have in the Premiership.
So discussion on the bench for Botswana. What changes might be in the offing for the Zebras? Coach Ramon Ruboli in discussion with the rest of his technical team. Stolen away in the middle, neatly done by Gay, and now an opportunity for Jackson again. Too easy. Far too easy. Nicholas Jackson doubles his score, and Senegal have a 2-0 lead.
What a goal, what a goal, what a finish. You know, that's a clumsy play from Botswana. And, you know, when you're playing a team like, like Senegal, who have stacks of stars, you know, you don't afford to make a silly mistake. You know, they gave the ball so easily, you know, and a good break from Senegal, and what a goal from Jackson.
It's taken 12 minutes of the second half for Senegal to double their lead here in Tangier.
What a composed finish. You can see a player who is playing with full confidence. When you have that quality and you have that confidence, you can afford, to play with the ball and chip the ball over the goalkeeper the way Jackson did.
There were several assists in there, but nicely pulled back away from the defenders, and no chance for the likes of Ditele or Ditokwe to stop Nicholas Jackson.
He's a player that has all the stick, they keep sticking him, and he's a player that scores goals. create those chances. You have to get those chances to score. If you don't get the chance, how do you score? So he's a player that will get 5, miss 2, and score 3. So, for a manager, you would love to have him in your team.
If it stays this way, Senegal will go top of the standings in Group D with a better goal difference than the Congolese. The Congo winning earlier on today in Rabat against Benin. Now, Yakite fallen for Depenyeng. Looking up front for Kiabato. And possession one here. This might be an opportunity for Botswana. Kiabato.
Senegal should just, keep the ball. You're already 3 points in the bag. Just keep passing the ball, wait for an opening, and don't stretch yourself because you have a lot of football to be played.
Garnagay finds his Everton teammates in Jai. Jacobs on the left-hand side. Now you wonder if they're going to ease their way through these final 30 minutes or they'll put on a bit of a show for us here at Senegal. Plenty of football still to come. There's no reason to exhaust your stores of energy. Jackson looking for the hat-trick though. Straight at the goalkeeper.
Unlucky. I think he tried to bend the ball into the corner, but unfortunately he miscued it. Back to what you're saying, I think you're already 2 goals up. You have quality on the bench. You look at the stack of players they have in the bench. You can rest some second players. A player like Jackson want to stay onto the field to get his hat-trick. Why not?
Isele for Botswana. They'll be going off to Rabat after this game. Benin is their next opponent. Well, again, I'm sure they'll be targeting for a win. You never know, 3 points might be enough to progress into the last 16. We've seen in the past countries go through as one of the 4 third-place finishers with just 3 points.
Egypt, the winners last tournament.
Exactly, in Egypt as well. They had those 3 draws in the first round.
3 points, you already left the competition, came back and won the trophy.
Now, here is Jackson again.
Mane.
It'll be a corner. Sadio Mane rather.
Yes. You from the beginning of the game, the maturity that Mane brought into this team, is playing, with the team. What a beautiful run and what a pass from Koulibaly. Spot on, but unfortunately, he didn't. But he did everything right, but the goalkeeper was right there to pull him on the face.
Back post and Pecco with an easy pickup now. Long one forward. Interception is from Papagay. Senegal yet to make changes. We've had 65 minutes gone here in Tangier. Mane to Jacobs rather. Won by Garnagay. In from Nicholas Jackson and a free kick in favour of Senegal, and that'll be in a very good position as well. We can see what they've been working on the training ground.
You have stock of players, you have quality players, and everybody leaves their egos back home. Definitely you'll be seeing players like this.
meantime, the volume of support from the supporters continues. Steady rhythm. Fine backdrop to this encounter. The rain is beginning to fall again.
That's good position to link the ball over the wall, and before it gets out, it dips down. A very, very good position for a player that can strike it pretty well.
Yes, Mane. Save, but the rebound is stopped again.
That's my man of the match. He has put some incredible saves there.
Well, Nicholas Jackson might feel that he should get the award with the 2 goals, but what a performance from Boko. Now, another chance for Senegal. On this occasion, the defender's dealing with it rather than the goalkeeper.
That's a bit of selfishness from Mane there, because Yang was 100% free. That would have been the test goal easily.
First 2 changes here for Senegalese. Lamine Camara, exciting him to come on, and Ibrahim Mbaye, 17-year-old from Paris Saint-Germain. So he's playing on the youngsters and giving them a little bit of international experience.
It's a very young guy, yeah. I saw a few of his games, he's outstanding. Good passes, good control, very intelligent, and reading the game in the middle.
Mbaye has already had 7 matches in League One this season with Paris Saint-Germain, the European champions. Of course, Kamara was a big star at junior level for Senegal. He'll be wearing jersey number 8.
Always good to see him, Mark, when a manager, watches, a youngster who he believes can make the first team and, throwing him there. We've seen modern era of football where youngsters take control of the game, and it's good to see what this young man is going to do with this opportunity.
Gay and Jacobs have made way, and Lamine Camara, of course, playing these days for Monaco. Now to Sele for Botswana. 2 down here, the Zebras. Can they still make some sort of impact? Given away by Sele. Again. Last match for Senegal was the 6-0 thrashing of Kenya in a friendly they played in Turkey in November. Had it not been for Boko, this might probably have been as close to that scoreline as we could have come.
Now you understand why I said he was the man of the match for me.
Again. Kamara joining in, he's taken a role alongside Ganagay in that defensive midfield position, the heart of Senegal midfield. It'll be a throw-in on the far side. We've got 20 minutes to go here in Tangier. Chance for Senegal to add to the goal tally, or perhaps for Botswana to get themselves a morale-boosting effort in on Edouard Mendy's goal. Let's see what happens. This is Minor Star and Ghana Gay. 36 now, Gay is still going strong. And of course, one of the winners in 2021 when they had success in Cameroon, beating Egypt, of course, in the final on penalties. Now, the youngster, 17 years old, by comfortably cleared away by Tikokwe and knocked forward by Cooper, but still on the edge of the area. Cooper wins that one in the air, but given away to Jackson, who fires another shot. Again, not enough power to send Boko. Looking to go early as well with combining. Ponda in there. Now Cooper has a look up. Sekanyek out wide. This is promising for Botswana. Yeah, dealt with fairly comfortably by Koulibaly.
Yeah, losing that's a great ball. That's a good run from Jackson.
Let's see what he can do. He's on a hat-trick as well. Nicholas Jackson lays it into the pass of Mane, and the shot was blocked.
I'll be a bit selfish there. You know, it's a one-on-one. You know, you have the skills. Why not? Why don't you take him off?
Yeah, so often we see hat-tricks at the African Cup of Nations. Jackson still has time though to add to the two that he's scored already in this game.
Look at the situation about a minute ago, the Botswana player, when you're losing 2-0 in an AFCON and you're trying to do the Shagogo stuff, when you get the ball on your one-on-one, that doesn't show any maturity and professionalism from that player.
Well, Patrick, by the way, you were there. Emilio Estrella scored 3 for Equatorial Guinea against Guinea-Bissau in Abidjan 2 years ago in the last tournament. Mane hasn't pulled the trigger. It's still Senegal. Jackson. Rather unselfish, Jackson. He's been passing it around. Back in here for Bay. Taken to play the ball inside. Lone man up front is Sisinye for Botswana. And that's easily dealt with the class of Kalidou Koulibaly.
Class of Cameroon, So we've said a lot that you read a lot from the media when players like Koulibaly and Mane move to Saudi Arabia, they think that their football has become, but he has been solid rock since he left for Saudi.
Again. Now that's a lovely touch from Mane. Looking for Jackson. Cut out by Cooper with Johnson, and again a little bit of running needed here by Botswana. They are looking to get Jackson in, but Sadio Mane, here's Nicholas Jackson. Is that the hat-trick? No, it's not. Left-footed effort, well over the top.
Football world that watch Jackson week in, week out won't be surprised from a miss like that. Did everything right, but unfortunately, he went for power instead of placing the ball.
And leaning back a little on that shot too.
Over leaning back.
17 players in the history of this tournament have scored a hat-trick. He's still got plenty of time though, 15 minutes to go to join that elite list.
I think his number doesn't go up because Senegal are getting ready to play.
Standing by is Ijai, as well as Pape Sis. Pape Sis from Rayo Vallecano in Spain, and Sheikh Ijai now playing in Turkey, was at Red Star Belgrade in Serbia last season, played in the Champions League. Well, Papa Njai will likely take Jackson's place. He's got 4 goals at club level this season. Bay to the byline, back inside, no, surely, no, Mane is denied. Oh, Well, he's had his chances as well today. Might have got a hat-trick himself, Sadio Mane.
Definitely. He went for power instead of placing with his experience. Just lift your head up and just put the ball in the corner.
Kufa looking to combine. Botswana with Thabo Maponda. Well, having made those two switches, Senegal looking to bring on another two substitutes and just really now setting the tempo and slowing things down. No need to overextend themselves, although weather conditions are really perfect for football. No heat here.
Beautiful.
Right, let's see who's going off.
Jackson.
No hat-trick for Nicholas Jackson. Sadio Mane's efforts saved there. Jackson with 2 goals has probably done enough to ensure his team will take all 3 points. So Pape Shirif Injai is on, Turkish base. And Sadio Mane being replaced.
I think it's a like-on-like strike, substitution. And, it's a good substitution from the coach.
And an opportunity for players who don't really get to play too often for the Senegalese side, get their name in lights.
Sometimes again when few substitutes goes into the numbers of 4 or 5, sometimes they stabilize the team, and then the game management now for that last 12-15 minutes kind of run out, and if you have a team that has quality, can end up biting you.
There was certainly time for a consolation here from the Zebras of Botswana. Their previous Cup of Nations experience in 2012, they did manage 2 goals in that tournament in Gabon, conceded 9 in losing all 3 matches. Now, this out wide, Bay, back again. Teasing on the edge of the area. Sisinya, that will be Botswana ball.
Now Senegal, they just need to manage the game. That's what we in Africa teams will always lack. Botswana are getting ready for triple substitution.
So Botswana have got Fatayone Kamanye standing by, Odigwane as well. And the last change for them will be Gilbert Paruti, who has been used often in the past as an impact player for Botswana, particularly in the last Cup of Nations campaign. Cooper goes off. He started a little slowly, Motisi Cooper, but got stronger as the game progressed. No goal today for Sadio Mane. This is an opportunity for him to add to his impressive international tally. So, fresh legs for Botswana. They've made their changes now. All 5 substitutes on the pitch. Senegal could make 1 more in the closing stages. 10 minutes to go. Neatly held up by Kamanyane. Koulibaly has a look up. Senegal on their way to winning at the Cup of Nations finals for a 31st time. This is their 72nd match. They started the first of their 18 appearances at the Cup of Nations all the way back in 1965. Wonderful pedigree on the African stage for the Senegalese.
In the past 15 editions, they've won all their opening games. That's a good, solid record.
It'll be 3 points here as well, a positive start. Congo to come on Saturday. That's a tough one here in Tangier. We'll have live coverage of that for you, of course. And then the last group game for Senegal will be against Benin.
The defense and the goalkeeper haven't been tested in this game. Against Congo, definitely.
Yeah, there's some good players there. Bakambu we saw earlier on today. Bongonda with a goal.
They run on and off the ball. They're physically strong. And high for Koulibaly and Co.
And high on confidence as well, with success against Cameroon and Nigeria in the World Cup playoffs.
Why do you have to go there?
Just thought I'd mention it. 8 minutes remaining here. Free kick in favour of Cecigne. They are pushing numbers forward for this set piece. Floated high, Koulibaly underneath it. Second ball might fall yet for Kamanyane. Now here comes Senegal. Can they make it three? Here's the youngster, Mbaye, into the penalty area. Square ball, no one there to tuck it away at the back post.
Did everything right, going ahead of the defender, putting the ball across. Nobody is there to tap it in. That's where a poacher like Jackson.
Well, he should have been given a corner there. Senegal's last change is another young man. Ismail Sarr will go off and Sabali will come on. Sheikh Sabali plays for Metz in France, 26-year-old. This is an 11th outing for him at national team level.
That's another player contention for man of the match side. He has a very quality game, solid in the midfield, strong on his passes.
I think Jacobs as well down the flank was the provider of the first goal. He certainly got forward as often as he could.
And what about the rock in the center of the defense?
Now, of course, yeah. Although, to be fair, not the toughest test today. Botswana not possessing...
When you look at the intelligence of reading the game, you can see all the ball behind the defense is always there, to make it off, the front players.
Last 5 minutes in Tangier, plus whatever stoppage time will be added on. Out wide. Sabali beats one challenge. Here comes the square ball. Belapi will clear away for Botswana. Jacobs. Sabali into that midfield role now. The ball striking the referee, so we must have a restart. But a drop ball straight back at Senegal. Makes you wonder, that little incident, whether it's necessary to stop the game when it strikes the referee, as they've introduced over the last year or so. We could well have played on in that incident.
I think it's ideal. It can go either way. If it touches the referee and then it goes to an advantage of the player, probably the only tweak that they can put into it is if the ball continues on the right part of the attacking team.
Play on. Yakite for Senegal, Koulibaly's latest defensive partner. He's had a few in the decade or so that he's been in the central defensive position for Senegal.
It's strange that we're talking about this because I am part of IFAC, those that make the rules of the game.
So you to blame, are you?
There we go, Max. Pulling all my secrets out.
3 minutes remain, and don't forget 2 more matches still to come this evening at the Africa Cup of Nations. The Super Eagles of Nigeria smarting after World Cup elimination. Are Tanzania going to be feeling the brunt of their anger? And of course Tunisia and Uganda.
That's why I picked them one of the favorites, because with all the stack of players that we have missing the World Cup, this is a tournament to say, okay, let's go all out for it. And yesterday, when they finished in the finals of the last AFCON, the government of Nigeria promised, gave them a national honor, gave them a house and plots of land. And yesterday in camp, the NNC chairman, came and handed them all what the government promised. So that's another boost of morale for the Super Eagles team.
Cleverly timed as well on the eve of such a big match.
That's the idea.
Little flick in there is dealt with by Koulibaly. Just under a bit of pressure here from Maponda. Comes away with it though. That's a good challenge. Kamanyane for Botswana. Onside, and then rather disappointing effort.
The flag already went up for offside. But it's all the like and likes of vision that Morembe made. It's paying off because they're pushing higher, they're winning balls in the middle, but you can attribute that to, of course, the changes of the Senegalese team.
Well, disappointing for the coach, hoping for at least some consolation, a more respectable scoreline perhaps.
When in your first tournament you end up considering 6 in one game. I think playing the former champions, there's no shame in ending up losing by 2 goals.
And obviously with Benin next, they can draw a lot of positives, Botswana, from today's game.
Benin has been a solid team. The World Cup qualifiers, they lost out to Nigeria, at home, but at the same time, in today's game, they lost, but they had a decent game.
Now, final probe here, and surely number 3. Sheriff Njai adds to the 2 goals from Nicholas Jackson. Somali was the provider, and the 2 substitutes combined to give Senegal the biggest scoreline of the tournament so far.
Like you said, the 2 substitutes.
Goal for Sheriff Njai, the 29-year-old from Sansum Sport. Played in Belgium, he's played in Croatia, in China as well. He had a little bit of a journeyman career, but he's on the Cup of Nations stage now, and he has a goal to his name. Frustration for Ditsele. They were hoping perhaps for a more reputable scoreline, Botswana, but 3-0 now is perhaps as much as Senegal deserve.
Yeah, definitely. credit to the goalkeeper. I think he kept them in the game for that long. They're putting 3 behind the net, and could have easily be 7 or 8 without those saves from.
90 seconds of stoppage time has elapsed. We've got 4 minutes in total, added on by our referee from Mauritania. It's Shockwave.
And when you look at all the teams, or rather the countries in the southern region, I think Botswana, they're the list of players who have those talents, isn't it? You look at Namibia. When you see Namibia and Kosovo, they play good football.
Yeah, I think Botswana, give them a chance in the game against Benin, and they might be able to show you a thing or two. It's a competitive league there, and well structured, good organisation, a proficient football association, good youth football as well. Botswana.
They always do pretty well in Botswana. Credit to Morenda, because he was down, but he brought in players who can make a difference, and they did make a difference. Going forward, he could have easily bring in players and say, okay, let me hold back, let me not concede more goals. I've already conceded 1 or 2, but he went all out for it.
Now, is there to be a consolation? Botswana on the edge of the area, and that decision will go against Sisinya. Final minute now in Tangier, the second game in Group D at the Cup of Nations finals. Senegal to the top, alongside the Democratic Republic of Congo, and Botswana will have plenty to do now with Benin, their next opponents, and then they finish, of course, against the Congolese, both of those games in Rabat. Senegal will stay here in Tangier on the northern coast of Africa, within sight of Spain, of course. Is there to be a fourth in this final couple of seconds for Senegal? Doesn't find Njai. Referee's had a look at his watch. That's it, all over. So, comprehensive win. Big gap between the two teams in terms of the world rankings, in terms of history and performance, and I think we saw that as well on the pitch, Daniel.
Yeah, from the first second of the game, it showed up, pressure upon pressure, chances upon chances. They end up, making one in, and then in the second half, they wrap it up. Quality play from Kolibal and the different Jacob from the right side. Jackson that caught 2, Ian and Yang. They are 2 Carlson from Everton. They didn't disappoint, today. But credit goes to Senegal. We've seen this out of Senegal in the last AFCON. I hope they don't get carried away with that arrogancy that they took into the last tournament, and then it ended up biting them. I just hope they keep calm and just keep doing what they're doing, because for now they look the better team in all the games that we've watched so far.
So 3-0 it ends. Senegal go to the top of the table, 3-0 up against Botswana.
you.